Hello, beautiful souls. This is Anna Kitney from Version. Welcome to the second part of our Calling in the One, manifesting your divine compatible soulmate. This was such a popular topic last week. I felt excited and inspired to go even deeper with you today on this topic. As I mentioned, our part one, when we are wanting to manifest a soulmate, we must first begin working on ourselves. So before you're ready to call in the one, you must be willing to work on yourself to release your resistance and your barriers to love. So that's the next layer of work we're going to be doing today. So I've got a big agenda today. So today we're going to be doing a forgiveness meditation using the Theta Healing technique. We're going to be doing some cord cutting to release energetic cords and ties to past relationships that may be holding us back. We'll also be bringing back soul fragments, DNA, so DNA from previous intimate partners. And finally, we'll finish up with a manifesting meditation to call in the one. And then obviously, as always, while we're going along, we'll be doing some Q&A. So I'll be answering any questions as we go along as well. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So I can see people have joined us. Hi, Faiza. Hi, Jasna. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce this name. Neu. Oh, forgive me if I've mispronounced it. Hi. Amina. Hi. Hi, Marcella. Hello, hello. Ciao. From gorgeous Italy. Hopefully you've been having beautiful weather like we've been having in England today. Thank you, Jasna. Thank you very much. I did my hair especially for you guys. Got my sexy goddess on look today. Oh, thank you very much, Anu. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so this is an interactive masterclass. So it's not just going to be me talking at you for an hour. It's going to be an interactive one. So as I'm taking you through guided meditation, follow along. The easiest way to do that is to do this work is to just know that you can. Know that your soul remembers how to do this work, that it can be easy, letting go of the attachment to the story and the drama and the pain, and just be willing to let it go. Be willing to let go of the past so you can move forward. Because when you drag the past with you as a reminder of what he did or she did in that previous relationship, you bring that to every other relationship. So you're viewing your new potential soulmate, or you're viewing potential candidates, if you will, through the filter of all those previous relationships. So you're bringing the crap from the past with you, and that's what we don't want. We want a nice clean slate, so that as you let go of the past, then your energetic field is clear to magnetize and attract the most compatible soulmate or the divine compatible soulmate. So if this is the first masterclass you've joined of mine, there is an earlier call that I did last week, so you're welcome to go back and re-listen to that one on the Facebook page to kind of catch up with some of the work that we've already been doing. So this is the next layer. If you've just joined, don't worry, today's healing will still work. You'll still get maximum benefit as we kind of start to open up your energetic field to attracting the one. Okay, but I'll definitely suggest that you go back to last week's one and receive the healing and clearing from last week's one as well. Okay, so right, let's begin. So last week we talked about when we're wanting to manifest a new soulmate and we're wondering, where are they? You know, where is she? Where is he? Why haven't they showed up yet? And you get this energy of desperation and fear and worry and doubt. You're manifesting, or you're trying to attract from a place of lack, which we know in manifesting, rule 101, is you like attracts like. You can't manifest from a place of lack. Okay, so yes, last week we talked about getting into the energetic alignment with having that soulmate in your life already. So hopefully you've been taking on board some of what I said last week. Maybe you got your bedside table, so you got 2 bedside tables. Maybe you changed your bed linen from like white, like a nun, to maybe some nice burgundy bed linen, or maybe some like raunchy patterns. Okay, preparing your bed for love and intimacy. Okay, you might have been making space for 2 toothbrushes. Okay, so hopefully you've been preparing your space to invite that person in. Okay, but we are never manifesting from a place of lack and scarcity, because you're just going to attract somebody who's also very, very needy, also feels lack. Okay, so we can't manifest from a place of lack. We must manifest from a place of, I have this soulmate already. What it looks like and feels like to have that person in my life already invoking those feelings. Okay. Last week we also talked about that you're not a half of a soul. You're not looking for your other half. You're not a missing person. You're not a half a soul. You're a complete soul. You're not looking for your other half. Okay. That person that you want to bring into your life adds to that which you are. Okay, adds that which you are, but it doesn't necessarily complete you. You're not a half a soul, you're a complete soul. So you're not looking for your other half. Okay, so we're going to dive into the forgiveness meditation. This is a very powerful meditation that we have in Theta Healing. It was a new process that Vana introduced into some of the mastery classes, and I think she's now bringing it into, like, say, the Theta Healing advanced classes. So you have an opportunity to go through that exercise with one of our instructors in class. It's a very powerful yet very simple exercise, which is why I love it. So let's clarify forgiveness. Forgiveness is not a place where, like, oh, I'm more high and mighty, I'm more spiritual, and you're the bad person. I'll forgive you because I'm more spiritual than you, right? That is not forgiveness. Nor is forgiveness, well, if I give that person, then I atone for their sins and I let them off the hook and they'll do it again. That's not forgiveness either. Forgiveness comes from a place of courage, right? The courage to be willing to let go of the past, so the past no longer rules you. Because if you're harboring resentment and anger and hurt, harboring that with you, and you're carrying it about what they did to you in that previous relationship, how they hurt you, he or she cheated on you, they took your money, they were verbally or psychologically abusive, whatever they did to you, and you're harboring that anger and you can't bring yourself to forgive, that starts to eat at you. It literally starts to eat at your joints and your bones. Okay, that's what arthritis is like hate and anger eating at you. Okay, so it'll go for, like, to your knees and ankles and things like that. So forgiveness is so that you can set yourself free. That's what forgiveness does. It sets yourself free. It's saying, I know what you did was wrong. I'm willing to forgive you. You made a mistake. I'm willing to let it go. Okay. Right, and that gives the opportunity for that person to then have another chance at a friendship or a relationship or an acquaintance. Like, you're letting them go, right? But if they hurt you again, you're simply removing yourself from the situation. Just because you forgive someone doesn't give them the right to hurt you again. So you're letting go, you're willing to forgive them, but if they come and hurt you again, you're allowed to assert your boundaries. You can forgive that person, but you can assert your boundaries and not allow them into your life. Okay, so very, very important. Forgiveness is like the cure-all, right? Forgiveness will help you make more money. Forgiveness will help you find that soulmate or attract that soulmate. Forgiveness will help you manifest your desires, because when you're holding on to the anger and the resentment and the regrets and the rejections, it's like this toxic energy that literally weighs you down, and you take that with you to every situation, right? Every relationship, whether it's a relationship with a colleague at work, the boss, a friend, or a potential soulmate, you carry that with you. And so forgiveness is to cleanse yourself of the wrongdoing, if you will, so you are free. The other part of forgiveness is to become aware of the lessons. So every experience that you've been through, you've learned valuable lessons. And if the experience keeps happening over and over again, then there's something you haven't learned yet. So part of our soul's journey here on earth is to learn life lessons, right? Lessons like compassion, forgiveness, lessons like tolerance, okay? Lessons around, like, sharing and collaboration, for example, right? Many, many lessons. Lessons about boundaries, how to assert your boundaries with different situations, with different people, okay? How to speak up for yourself and be heard, be understood, and have your voice respected, right? So we learn lots of different lessons. So sometimes we learn the lesson of self-respect by being disrespected. They attack us, they judge us, they attack us, they judge us, and at some point you're like, enough is enough, and you leave the relationship. You assert your boundaries because they've gone too far. So by being disrespected, for example, you learned the value of your self-worth by walking away from that relationship. So that bad guy, if you will, or the bad girl who was criticizing you, they were teaching a valuable lesson about speaking up for yourself, asserting your self-worth, and about what you're available for, what you're not available for. People will treat you the way you let them treat you, okay? People will treat you the way that you let them treat you, right? So if you're being disrespected, rather than going to the blame of that other person. Okay, what are they teaching me? What am I learning by being disrespected by my ex or my partner? You know, why am I allowing this? Why am I available for this? Right? You want to have a look at some of your beliefs about your self-worth, where you've allowed people to disrespect you, dishonor you, put you down, criticize you, so they can feel better about themselves. Okay, so this is just an example of some of the lessons. So forgiveness is one, is to set yourself free, so you're not carrying that garbage with you to the next relationship. And then lastly is the lessons. What were the soul lessons that you obligated that soul to teach you in this incarnation, this timeline, so that once the lesson's complete, you no longer attract that pattern. The pattern of the cycle is complete. The cycle is complete. I'm just trying to think if I've got my flip chart. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little diagram to kind of illustrate this. Okay, so you may have gone through various relationships and you seem to be attracting the same type of pattern. Either the person is neglectful, okay, so they're not really making quality time for you. They might be verbally disrespectful. They might even be physically abusive. And on some level, right, it operates like a cycle and it started somewhere, okay? So you may have gone from relationship to relationship, okay? And each of these little arrows represents a relationship, okay? And you're wondering, why does this keep happening to me? Why do I keep getting why do I keep getting attacked? Why do I keep getting judged? Why does this always happen to me? Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? Well, what are you asking the universe? You're asking, why is this happening to me? It's the universe is showing you, and again and again and again, until you become aware of the lesson. So all of the relationships you've had where you've got this repeating pattern of maybe being verbally abused, being neglected, being taken for granted, that pattern started somewhere. Okay, and that pattern, where it started, is we almost like call it the seed, okay? The seed of where it all started. So you keep repeating the pattern over and over again because this seed is an unhealed part of you that you didn't address, you didn't deal with, you didn't face. It was so painful, so hurtful, so traumatic. You just shut yourself down and you continue with life until the next relationship, the next relationship, the next relationship. Now, these examples might be relationships, not necessarily with a man or a woman, but that might be a relationship with a friend, right? So if you're getting lied to and betrayed by a soulmate, you may also be getting lied and betrayed by friends as well. So it's like a repeating pattern. So the relationship, you'll see patterns in your relationships with a variety of people, not just soulmate. So very important is that we address the seed, okay? We heal here. We don't heal all these instances. Oh, the last boyfriend did this and the last boyfriend did that. Let me do some healing here. Let me do some healing here. Let me do some forgiveness here. Because what you're doing is essentially you're like tiptoeing around the issue, okay? And the pattern, well, let me just get this right because it's in reverse. The pattern continues because you haven't addressed the initial seed. Once you heal this, you become aware of the lesson, right? The soul lesson. All of these examples, they collapse themselves. This is the power of the healing work we do in Theta Healing, is when you address the root cause, not symptoms. So the current boyfriend, girlfriend who is neglecting you, taking you for granted, and you do healing work around that, about feeling respected, feeling heard, feeling acknowledged, feeling loved, doing some physical actions like making a nice dinner or making like plans, and they still don't appreciate you, right? Trying to work on that relationship from that place will not give you a long-term solution, because on some level there's an unhealed root trauma or seed that needs to be addressed. You heal the issue there, you become aware of the lesson there, then all your relationships change, and not just with potential soulmates, but relationships with friendships, relationships with parents, because we're holistic beings. When you work on one area of your life, it's going to impact others. We're holistic beings. You can't just like work on the arm and expect nothing else of your body to heal, right? If you work on your arm, which is around like, so left hand is about receiving, right hand is about giving. So if you work on your issues around like you're overgiving, it's going to affect other parts of your body, okay? We're not in isolation. We're holistic beings. So today, let's set a goal. Let's set a goal to whatever is holding you back from attracting the one. Whether you're wanting to manifest a most compatible soulmate, or the divine compatible soulmate, the person that you share your life mission, your life purpose with. Okay, some of you are more evolved souls. You might be ready for the divine compatible soulmate. As I mentioned last week, just because they're the most divine compatible does not mean you'll never argue. Okay, there'll still be challenges. There'll still be growth, like in any relationship. Okay, any relationship, there's always growth. And so there's always experiences that you're going to learn from that person, whether it's a compatible soulmate or your most divine compatible soulmate. So let's set intention to today that we're going to go right to the root cause. So I'm going to ask the divine to guide you in exactly who that is. You're going to see the face of the person. I think some of you are already tuning, going, I know exactly who that is. It's my father, or it's my mother. It might be my brother or sister. Some of you already know who that is. But we're going to ask the divine to take you to the root that's going to collapse the pattern. So for some of you, this might be an emotional experience. If tears flow, that's perfectly normal. Your eyes are meant to water. You're human. Okay. All right. If you look at children, particularly babies, they do a lot of crying. They're not broken. It's normal. Right? So adults, right, we're allowed to cry. It's perfectly normal. In fact, science has discovered that there's different chemistry for different types of tears: the tears of sorrow and sadness, the tears of grief when we've lost a loved one, the tears of joy at the birth of a child, right? And then there's the tears when you've got actually something in your eye. There's a different chemical makeup in each of those different types of tears. It's a normal human function. When tears come out of your eyes, it's energy being released. Just as you sneeze, burp, or fart, crying is also an energy release. Okay, so if you feel like you want to get emotional, do that. If you feel like you want to move around your seat, do that. Okay, if you want to wiggle, just allow your body to do what it needs to do to release and shift the energy. It's, in my experience, in Theta Healing, it's not you have to relive the trauma of what you went through, because you've been through painful experiences before, not only in this lifetime but other incarnations. So if you've done any form of like past life regression where you relived being choked to death or being hanged and you're like choking at the bit, that's not what Theta Healing is. Okay, you don't have to relive the traumatic experience. So if you're seeing something disturbing, like it might be a form of sexual abuse, I want you not to be in the energy of being there as the child being abused by the parent, but I want you to be almost like the eagle overlooking the situation. So you're seeing what's happening, okay, so you can heal it from that place rather than being in the situation. Okay, give me a yes if that makes sense to you. Okay, that's what I love about Theta Healing. It's not traumatic to heal. Okay. Hi Roy. Hi Charlotte. Giada. Arshdeep, welcome back. Rokda, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, from Dubai. Hello. Jeanette. Hi Lillian. You're nearly on every live, Lillian. You're one of my biggest fans, my love. Oh. Saga, welcome. Nicola, hi Nicola. Yes. Okay, good. Thank you for that. Yep, healing the first point of trauma. Okay, so don't worry about what your seed is. You'll be shown. Okay, sometimes the seed is not even in this lifetime. It may have come from a past life. It may have come from your genetics, in your DNA, from your ancestors. So if you're attracting abusive relationships, right, that gets carried down in the DNA. Okay, sometimes it happens in a past life, and it's coming in this life to be resolved. Okay, and more often than not, it's down the genetic line where you've got like ancestors after ancestors of abuse, where abuse is being tolerated. It's just been normalized. Let me give you an example. Many years ago, I had a guy come, and he was coming to paint our walls in our house. And it was just, like an average guy, coming to paint our house. And he was suffering from what's it called? Crohn's. Is it Crohn's? Yeah, where they basically bleed in the gut, that basically any food that they eat upsets their stomach. They have a lot of diarrhea, and a lot of the intestines are just oozing with blood. So they have malnutrition. It's incredibly painful. So any sort of food sets them off. And it can be life-threatening. There's a medication that they recommend for it, but it's never really a complete cure from Crohn's. So I said to him, I said, well, I can do a healing for you. Because obviously I didn't want to see anybody in pain, because obviously he was coming to paint my house. Of all the people he could have painted a house, he came to a healer's house. So obviously God brought this man into my house for a reason, right? Of all the painters, he sent me the one with Crohn's. So of course I'm going to show up and offer my services. And he says, well, what does that mean? How does that work? I said, well, I do this technique. It's a meditational process. I can go into your space. I can do an angelic body scan and see what's the underlying cause of your Crohn's, and we can do a healing. And he got curious. He says, okay, all right, I'll give it a go. Because obviously he's in anguish and pain. And it's interesting, when people have tried everything else and they're in anguish and pain, sometimes that's when they come to energy healing as a last resort. It's not ideal, but sometimes this is what happens. They come to us as a last resort. So anyway, so I said, okay, well, he's finished his painting job. I said, come into my office. And at that time, my office was at the back of the house and had a little balcony. It was a beautiful sunny day. So we sat in the balcony and he's sitting in front of me and I'm doing a body scan. And I saw that this man in front of me had been beaten shitless by his father. That was the cause of his Crohn's. So in the intestines, we carry emotional, physical, and sexual abuse in different parts of the intestines. They talk about the gut as being the second brain. Okay, so we can store a lot of trauma in the gut. So if you've got like gut issues like bloating, irritable bowel, those sort of, or like being overweight in that area, you want to have a look at some of those abuse issues: emotional, physical, mental, or sexual. Okay, so if you're not a Theta healer, obviously I would definitely suggest booking in a private session with one of our Theta healing instructors. We've got advanced practitioner on the team. This is not something you tackle on yourself without training. I would definitely book in a session with my team to help you with that. So anyway, so this I opened my eyes and I said, did your father hit you? He goes, yeah. And he kind of like shrugged his shoulders. I said, this is the cause of your Crohn's. You were abused. He's like, he looked confused. He's like, he looked like, what abuse? It's just normal. Like, you hit boys. That's what boys get. They're naughty. He goes, I was a bit naughty. I said, no child deserves to be beaten. And he still didn't quite click. And I had to talk to him. I said, have you got children? He goes, yeah, I've got a daughter. I said, do you beat her shitless? And he said, well, of course not. He looked at me like, how dare you? I said, why is it not okay for your daughter, but it'd be okay for you? And then his eyes widened and it's like something turned on. He's like, oh my God. He didn't even realize it was just the dumb thing that, that the father beats the son and it's perfectly normal. You beat them into submission. You beat them into obedience. You toughen them up. You tough up the man. And so you end up with men who are so suppressed. They're lacking emotional intelligence. Right. And I'm 45, so I'm talking about back in my day. It's becoming a lot different now. But, back in sort of, when I was, kid at school, the teachers were legally allowed to beat the kids. Right. I remember this one boy, Shane, he always got into trouble. He was very cute. He's very cute, blonde hair, blue eyes, had the hots for him. It was always just Shane. I grew up in Australia. And he got the cane and it was just like accepted. It was perfectly normal that some strange man, some teacher was allowed to beat your child. Right? It was just what was accepted and normal, but it created a lot of wounds for a lot of men where it's just normalized to be abused and beaten. They think nothing of it. It's like, well, that's how you toughen up a man. So anyway, so that's kind of one example of like someone who hasn't kind of registered that certain behavior was actually abuse. So like constant criticism, like if this was your mother who was constantly criticizing, you're not going dressed like that, you're a prostitute, who do you think you are? You're not good enough, you're stupid, you're slutty. If you're getting attacked by somebody like that consistently, peck, that comes at you as a form of abuse, and that gets stored in the intestines. And so then you're wondering why you're scared of love, because this woman that gave birth to you, fed you, clothed you, gave you a home, was also pecking at you. Now, for some of you, this might be a sibling, it might have been your brother, it might be your sister, it might have been your father, it might have been an uncle that did this to you, where you felt examples of love, and then the next minute they turn and they start to attack you. It might be a parent who was on alcohol, for example, right? They were lovely when they were sober, but the moment they started drinking, they became a monster. And you as a little child, you're like, what's going on? Like, one minute they're lovely and kind, and the next minute they're like this, and you get confused. The child brain gets confused, and it creates an anchor. And so this anchor in the seed creates a belief. Right? It creates a belief that love equals pain, equals abuse, equals hurt. And so here you are trying to find your soulmate or make friends, and you're like, why do I keep attracting abusive people? Because you have a belief or an anchor, if you will. Some of your subconscious made an anchor that love is pain, love is abuse, love is hurt, because the people that loved you, the people that should have loved you, were abusive, right? And sometimes the parents are broken people themselves. As I mentioned, often abuse gets handed down by the generations. Like the father does it to the son does it, becomes the father and does it to his child, and it's like normalized behavior. It's just normal to beat the boy, right? It's not normal. It's not normal. It's abnormal, right? So this is what we're going to be healing today. Okay, I know it was a little bit dense. Okay, some of you probably got triggered by today's conversation. So just know that your seed may be from childhood. It may be from a past life. It may be genetic. If you do see something like horrific, like a sexual abuse, I just want you to be the eagle. Pull yourself out of the situation. Don't be in the body as it's happening. Just be like the eagle or an angel over what's happening. Okay, so we can heal it from that place. It'll help you be a little bit more detached and allow yourself to heal the energy rather than reliving the traumatic experience, because it's unnecessary for you to relive the pain. It's unnecessary for you to relive the pain in order to heal it. The healing occurs when you become aware of the lesson. When you become aware of the lesson that you learned through a painful experience, then the energy shifts, the wound heals, and the pattern collapses. The pattern collapses across all the relationships. When you heal the seed, we change the belief, change the association, it heals in all those relationships. So then your view of the world will be different, because you're no longer viewing the world. You're no longer viewing the world through the filter of love is pain, love is hurt, love is abuse, love is rejection, love is abandonment, whatever anchors you're running. Okay, let's do this, guys. Okay. Close your eyes. And let's just set intention to allow this to be easy, graceful, expansive. Set the intention to be done with the past, done with the pain finally. Be fully available to let go of the story and have the courage to forgive. Forgive those who've hurt you. And so I want you to imagine that you're sharing space and sharing molecules with the room that you're in. The building, the city, the country, the planet. Feel yourself expanding past our planet, across the Milky Way galaxy, past the universe, through a series of lights, bright lights, dark lights, bright lights, expanding out. Into a beautiful golden white light. This energy is the home of your soul. It's the place of the archangels, ascended masters, high masters, gods and goddesses. Expanding past this golden white light into like a jelly-like substance with all the colors of the rainbow. And this is the laws of the universe. The law of karma, otherwise known as the law of cause and effect. For every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. The law of truth, the law of illusion. The law of magnetism, which you can use to magnetize your soulmate. The law of compassion, a beautiful pink mist. And now finally expanding into this beautiful pearly iridescent light, bright white light. The energy of pure consciousness, the energy of the Creator. Good. Okay, it's from this place that we can change our beliefs instantly, facilitate healings, intuitive readings, body scans, manifest anything we want from this energy of love and connection to all that is, everything in the universe. And so creative all that is, it is commanded to be shown the seed. What is holding me back from bringing forth or calling in my most compatible soulmate or my divine compatible soulmate? What is holding me back from receiving love and feeling safe in receiving that love and being in a loving, passionate, committed relationship? Thank you. It is done as done. Show me. So you'll see the face of the person. For most of you, I'm seeing that you recognize who that is. Okay. Have the courage that we can do this work. Don't try and change it. For some of you, you may not recognize the face, and this might be the face of an ancestor. It might be a past life. Just trust the process. Don't overanalyze. Just go with it, guys. We're going to ask the divine, what is it that we need to forgive this person for so that we can be free? Remember, for some of you, you're going to be like the eagle viewing the situation. What was your soul learning from this painful experience? Were you learning to assert yourself, to claim your freedom? So I see for many women on tonight's call, I'm seeing like the need to be seen and feel like you're an equal to men. So the fight for equality. For the men listening to today's call, I'm seeing for some of you it's like the mother who was absent. For some of you it was like the mother was absent, so love wasn't even there for you. Or there's some abandonment as well. So maybe through abandonment you were learning how to be strong, you're learning how to be independent, perhaps a little too independent. You don't need anybody. Just trust you receive an answer. What was my soul learning from this painful experience? Okay, so I want you to see that person in front of you, and you're going to tell them what they did to you and how they made you feel. You can do this out loud. You can do this silently in your head. Like, let it rip. What did they do that hurt you? Get it off your chest. And you're going to say, I know what you did was wrong, but I forgive you, so we can both be free. And so now how does the other person respond to what you've just said? They show remorse for what they've done. They just stand there staring at you without saying anything, so they're not remorseful. That means there's something else you're learning from this. Or they simply just walk away or disappear. So if they walk away or disappear, it means that your forgiveness protects you. So you're free, but they still have their lessons to learn. And that's their responsibility, not yours, but you are free. If they walk away If they disappear into ash, it means that your forgiveness has set you free and has set them free as well. And if they just stay there standing, just looking at you, showing no remorse, it means that there is something else you're still learning. So if that's you, you're going to ask the divine, what else am I learning from this soul, from this painful experience? Are you learning to speak up? Are you learning how to assert your boundaries? Are you learning about how to be responsible for your life and allowing others to be responsible for their life? Trust that you'll hear what the answer is. Let go of any resistance and be fully available so that you can truly forgive and be free of this painful experience. Okay, so we're going to mark the lessons complete. Okay, you already have learned accountability, responsibility, asserting your boundaries, speaking your truth. We're going to mark that lesson as complete. We're going to release any shock, trauma that you're carrying in your body. We're going to release any cords that you have, the negative cords that you have to this person are going to be cut and released. Releasing that person fully with the energy of forgiveness. I can see some of you hugging your person. If that's what you feel you want to do, it's all perfect. Just trust what you see, feel, or sense as this healing unfolds. And we're going to allow this healing to integrate on every level of your being. Allow it to be easy. Remember, healing doesn't have to be painful. It doesn't have to hurt for it to work. Healing can be a joyful experience, an expansive experience. You can use your breath to let the energy release. With the breath, we're releasing any hatred, anger, resentment, hurt, abandonment, letting it all go, sending it to Creator's light to be transformed into light. Good. Well done. Well done. So now that you've forgiven, you've let this person go, can you see how this pattern was repeating itself in other relationships? Can you see that you are still learning those same lessons with these other people in your life? Okay, good. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to do cord cutting to all the previous relationships. So this might be a previous husband or wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. It also includes people that you slept with. So when we have intimacy, we exchange DNA. So whether it's like a one-night stand or a 2-month relationship, we exchange DNA. So we're going to do cord cutting to all the previous relationships, including any one-night stands. Okay, conscious or unconscious. Okay, we got to cut the cords and bring back soul fragments and DNA. So I know in shamanism they have a process for bringing back soul fragments in Theta Healing, we also have a process. I love this process because it's very, very rapid. So here's how it works. You're going to be bringing back the soul fragments that belong to you. They're going to be cleansed, washed, and returned to you. And the soul fragments that you have other people to be cleansed and returned to them. Okay. I'm going to witness this healing on your behalf. Okay. I'm going to witness this healing on your behalf. I just need your permission. That's the way healing works, is that I need your permission. So if you give me a yes in the chat or out loud, Creator has heard your request, and I'm going to do the cord cutting for you and release the soul fragments and DNA for you as well. This is something that we teach on our advanced classes. It's a cord cutting, cord cutting, energetic divorce. We teach all of that on the advanced class. So I'm going to do it on for your behalf. Okay, would you like me to do this for you? Just give me a yes. Thank you. So this is going to work whether you're watching live or the replay. Think of, if you're watching the replay, think of it as a pre-scheduled healing. Along with that, we're going to release any shame or guilt, embarrassment, regret, letting it all go. Would you like this? Thank you. So I'm just asking the assistance of Archangel Michael to come and cut through those cords. Bringing back soul fragments. We have a big group today, so bear with me. It's a lot of souls I have to get through. Please continue your breath. Breath brings spirit into the body. Releasing DNA as well. So releasing the other person's DNA. Letting it all go so you can be free. As you let go of this old dense energy, you make room for the one, your most compatible soulmate, or the most divine compatible soulmate. Beautiful. Good. And so now we're going to manifest. So hopefully, if you watch last week's masterclass, you wrote your criteria for your qualities and the qualities you like in your soulmate. Okay. Those of you watching for the first time, you can still join this meditation, but I encourage you to watch last week's masterclass, which is the continuation of this one. Okay. So we're going to manifest. So when we manifest, we state very clearly the type of soulmate we would like. So list in the criteria. Okay. And so it's not I'm going to have, or one day I'll have. It's like I have this now. You're calling in that soulmate. So whether it's the most compatible or the divine compatible soulmate with these qualities. So mentally just list the qualities. This might be physical appearance that you find sexually attractive or desirable because your DNA is attracted to their DNA. Okay, it's a chemical thing, guys. It's basically biologically so that you produce strong offspring, right? That's why you're attracted to certain physical characteristics. So the blue eyes or the blonde hair, there's a reason for it. Okay, it's chemical, right? And it's okay to ask for physical qualities. You're not being vein. If that's what you find attractive, you're allowed to ask for it. Okay, the qualities like the value systems as well are also important. So list all the criteria you would like for your soulmate now. So I'll give you a few moments to make your list to the divine. And I want you to feel excited, not from a place of disappointment or where is she or where is he or it's never going to happen or I'm asking for too much. Don't go from that energy. That's lack energy. I want you to go from a place of joy and expansion and getting excited. This person exists. They're waiting for you. They're looking for you. Just as you're looking for them, they're looking for you. Let's come out. I have this person in my life now in the highest and best way. Thank you. It is done, and so it is. And so your call is going out to the universe. And as it goes out, I want you only to focus on the desire, not from a place of lack or scarcity, but only from the expansive, joyful, excited state of what it would feel like to have that person hold you, caress you, kiss you, love you, adore you, the shared experiences you will have. Really make it as real in your minds. I invoke the feelings, invoke the emotions, get like into energetic alignment with that soulmate as though they're in your life now. Okay, the universe is responding to the currency of your emotions, not words. Okay, so feel the feelings as though that person's in your life now. Okay, that connection that you have, that soul connection, like that communication, the support, the respect, right? The passion, the romance, all that you desire. It may even be that shared life purpose and destiny and calling. Feel those feelings. Feeling that gratitude and appreciation and joy, sense of completion, sense of peace. Feeling that love in your heart. Your heart has the largest electromagnetic field. It's bigger than your brains. It can span across vast distances. So your heart is literally calling out for this other heart to join you in life, to walk alongside you in this adventure. Remember, only focusing on the positive, the desire, what you want. Knowing you can have it, knowing that you're worthy. It's all possible for you. And there's more than one. There's more than one soulmate. So you have a choice. On the smorgasbord of soulmates, you get to cherry pick. And you may sense or feel multiple soulmates responding to the call. So you may feel the presence, or you may see some lights across the planet who are vibrating at the same frequency as you, which is the request you've sent. Okay, so sometimes these lights or these energies represent like the distance across the globe. So in terms of like kilometers, so how far they are from you. They might be in a different country, right? Sometimes it's to do with time, that you're not meant to meet them just yet, that maybe you're going to meet them like next month or next year. Just know that all these possibilities are available to you, that you still get to choose. There's more than one compatible soulmate for you. You get to choose. Okay. So I just want you to feel, sense the presence of all the souls that are available to you right now, that match your frequency vibration, that match your request or your order to the universe. And get excited. There's more than one. And so for those of you who are calling in the divine compatible soulmate, the person's going to share your mission, your calling. There'll be one bright light that will be brighter than the others. That is the one divine compatible soulmate. And so this next piece is not necessarily a Theta healing technique, but it's something that I've kind of developed, and it's like tasting the men or tasting the women. So just as you taste ice cream, you can try before you buy. Okay, try before you buy. So the first time I'm teaching it live on a masterclass, normally I only teach it like internally with my students. So you guys are going to get this. I was just guided to give this to you guys. Okay, so I want you just to tune into one of these lights, and you're going to bring one of these lights to you. And I want you to feel what he feels like, or feel her, what she feels like what do they look like? What color is their hair? What color are their eyes? How are they dressed? What do they do for work? Get curious. Get curious. You're feeling the energetic imprint of that person. Okay. Just as you have tasting menus. Okay. We're energetically doing some tasting. So we can try before we buy. What does it feel like? Does it feel good? Does it feel aligned? Or not quite right? If it's not quite right, you can move that light away and then try another light. Bring another person forward and feel what their vibration feels like. Some of you are doing a lot of tasting. I love it. You guys are so cool. Yes, you have more than one, and you're not cheating. Okay, you're just tuning into frequencies and energies. It's all fine. Yeah, it's all fine. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, so we've played with this energy. I'm going to save some more of this when you do the classes, and you can play more with this energy when you do your theme classes. So you can always have fun with this little exercise. Okay. All right. So nice deep breath. And open your eyes. Welcome back from your tasting. Did you enjoy that exercise? Let me know, how are you guys feeling? How are you guys feeling after today's energy clearing? How do you feel? Hi, Margaret, Juliet. Tajana, my left knee hurts. So our left side of our body is our feminine side, our right side is our masculine side. So whether you're a man or a woman, we all have the yin and the yang. So the left side is going to be the feminine. So if your left knee is hurting, knees are about like moving forward. There's a fear around moving forward in your feminine, moving forward as a woman. So that might be moving forward as being the wife, fearing that perhaps if I'm, and I did some of this clearing last week, Juliet, is beliefs around like I'm a property of a man, that I have sacrificed myself for the soulmate, or that if I have children, my life is over, I have to take care of the kids. There's some fears around moving forward as a woman and as a soulmate. So whether it's the wife or the mother, that's something you want to explore. Okay, so in our theme classes, we do body whispering. So you can actually speak to the knee and ask it what is it trying to tell you. Okay, so that's what that left knee is about. Oksana, hi Oksana. Hi Danielle. Yeah, wow. You guys loved it, yeah? Hi Ellie, you enjoyed it? Good. Yeah, Danielle loved the manifesting tasting. Yes. I did it with a couple of girlfriends. We were inside the Shard Hotel in London. We decided to do some tasting of Hollywood stars. Not going to mention which one I tasted. I'm a married woman. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun tuning into energies. Okay, Ashley is saying, I still keep getting glimpses from past relationships. Is that okay? So if you are thinking of that relationship, but you're neutral, it's like, okay, yeah, I remember, we had these holidays, we had these memories, but you're neutral, that's great. But if you're remembering those experiences and you're feeling sad or you're feeling frightened, there's an emotional trigger, there's deeper healing to be done, right? There's something else that needs to be addressed, okay? Thank you, Beata. Extraordinary experience. Amina, shoulder pain on left side was frozen. Okay, again, so shoulders carry burden, right? And so for you, it's left side. So feeling burdened as the on the feminine side. So it's all about like feeling burdened by taking care of others, nurturing others. So when we love someone, we may have distorted beliefs about when we love them, we have to take care of them, right? That we have to be their mother, right? Never become a mother to your husband. It's a recipe for disaster, right? It just kills the sex for a start, right? Codependency, it's a very unhealthy, toxic relationship. And we dive a little bit more in depth into growing your relationships. Okay, so if you're single, growing relationships class is an excellent class. It's you and your significant other. So it clears all the blocks to fears around marriage, fears around commitment, beliefs about being a property of a man. For a lot of women, they have that belief, or men believing that they have to take care of the woman, right? Feeling like, okay, well, she's going to be responsibility. I have to take care of her because if I take her from her parents, then I have to take care of her as though I'm her father. And again, that's not a healthy relationship for a man, to like treat the wife as his child. Again, that creates distortions in that relationship, particularly, for example, in intimacy, communication, respect as well. You want to be equals in that relationship. Okay, yeah. So yeah, like the left shoulder is around like feeling that loving someone is going to be somehow a burden. So that needs a deeper dive. Yeah. Huh. Roy went back to Egyptian times and old sites. Yeah. Great. Well done, Roy. Great. Sarah's saying, I saw my ex as a bright light and went into cutting cords. Perfect. It means forgiveness. Forgiveness has done the job. You're both free. You're both free. Yeah. And it feels like the lesson's complete. Justina, I feel that my soulmate lives far away, and that's why it's taking so long for us to meet up. Release the belief that physical distance will hold you back from your soulmate. Release that belief. You know, when it's the perfect time, they'll show up. Release the belief that it's going to take a long time because they live in a different country and it has to be a long distance relationship. You want to release some of those stories you have around it being difficult and hard. Allow it to be easy. Allow it to be easy. So Oksana's saying, I've seen 8 soulmates. Yes, guys, you have more than one soulmate. You have more than one. You have a choice. You have a choice. This is why I had you guys taste the menu. Okay. Okay, so Colleen, shoulder pain on the right side. So our right side is our masculine side. So again, it's about burden. So it's right side is about like having to be responsible. Okay, having to be the strong one in the relationship. So if you were the strong one in the relationship, you might have been too much in your masculine side. Masculine. So for example, if you are the primary income earner and supporting your partner, so say you're a woman supporting your partner, you were very much in your masculine, that may have been like, felt like a burden to you to be financially taking care of your partner. Okay, so then it would have felt like loving this person and being in this relationship is a burden. So it may be in the shoulder. Often when we've got shoulder pain, we are carrying burdens that are not even ours. We put it on ourselves. We think, well, we must take care of other people. We have to put it on our shoulders because they're the weak ones, we're the strong ones, or we're the ones making the money, they're not. We have to put on our shoulders. We do it. They don't do it. We do it. So you want to have a look at some of your beliefs around, why am I making myself responsible for other people? Right? Even your soulmates. Like, I love my husband, right? I love my husband. We've been together for, gosh, since I was 23. I'm 45 now. Okay, we've been married 16 years, I think, 16 years. I love him, but I'm not responsible for him. I'll take care of him. I'll honor him. I'll respect him. But like, he's an adult. He's responsible for himself, right? My job is not to make him happy, right? Nor is it his job to make me happy. It's like, well, you didn't make me happy today. Well, you know, you didn't buy me flowers and you buy me chocolates. I'm unhappy, right? This marriage really is not working. Of course not. I make me happy, right? I obviously communicate to my husband the things that I would like in the relationship, and likewise he does as well, right? So there's a great book called The 5 Love Languages. I won't go too much into that today, but you know, one of my love languages is acts of service. So when my husband makes me dinner, I feel loved. I feel taken care of, right? When he picks up the kids from school, so that because I'm doing a client, for example, I feel loved. When he does things like when he carries the suitcases on holiday, I feel loved. So one of my love languages is acts of service. So you need to know what your love language is so that you can communicate to your partner what your love language is, and you need to know their love language. So for example, one of my other love languages is gifts, and not just like any random gifts. It's a well thought gift, right? And so I would sometimes give my husband a gift because that's the way I like to be loved, is through gifts. But when I buy him something new and he doesn't like go, oh, that's amazing, thank you very much, I used to feel rejected until I realized, gifts aren't his love language. Okay. Words of affirmation or praise is his primary love language, followed by physical touch. Like he likes to be stroked and touched and held and hugged. So I have to make extra effort to make sure that he feels nurtured through physical touch, right? Because that's number 2 for him. So words of affirmation. So if I criticize my husband, what am I doing? I'm speaking the opposite of the love language. I'm doing the worst thing I could possibly do, right? If his primary love language is words of affirmation or praise, and I'm criticizing, oh, well, you didn't take out the recycling bin. What am I doing? I'm breaking our love, okay? Because it's the worst thing I could do to him, right? Okay. If he buys me flowers, but he buys me the cheap, horrible, like £2 ones, don't even buy me the flowers, right? Buy me the good flowers, or don't buy me flowers. If it's a gift, it's going to be a really well thought out gift. So many years ago, he gave me an iPad. It wasn't the iPad, it was the inscription on the back. And so the engraving on the back was, heal the past, live the present, dream the future. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I said, where did you get this quote from? And my husband says, I made it up. It's like, what? My husband's like this roomy poet that I didn't know. So it wasn't the iPad, it was the engraving on the iPad. That was the gift. Those words were the gift. That's what I mean by well thought out gift, right? Like diamonds are appreciated, right? But a really well thought out gift, you know, means so much to me. So often I get like beautiful crystals from students. Like that's like a well thought. They know I'm a healer. I love crystals. I'm surrounded by crystals in my office, right? That's a well thought gift, rather than, well, let me just buy anything random, right? A box of chocolates. I mean, I do like chocolate. It's going to be raw, organic, vegan chocolate, dark chocolate. Much appreciated. Contact my office and they'll post it to my house. Okay, so yes. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so Lydia, if there is pain in the belly that relates to abuse, so it could be physical, emotional, mental, or sexual. So that's an unhealed part of you that needs to be released. Okay. So what I would like you to do is just to put your hand on your belly. Okay, just visualize white light coming in and breathe into that area. Breathe into that area and allowing that pain to release and dissipate. Okay. Maya, diamonds are appreciated. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Okay, guys. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining me for tonight's masterclass. Okay, thank you for all the questions. This is just a sort of introduction into Theta Healing. If you'd like to do a deeper dive, then obviously I invite you to join us on the Theta Healing classes. So there's a few options for you. I've posted in the link above. I've got Giada on here as well. So if you've got any other questions, Giada's going to be online tonight in this group. So she'll be answering some of your questions. Okay, so you're kind of welcome to, you know, engage with Giada via DM or inside the feed here in Facebook. Okay, she's a advanced Theta Healing, a practitioner, healer. She's also a relationship coach as well. So you're going to be in good hands with Giada if you've got any questions. But I've posted the links in here for you. So you've got the foundational classes. We call it the Life Awakening Package, which is a collection of 4 classes. They're the foundational classes. If you want to learn how to do this technique for yourself and release beliefs, and where you can heal these cycles very quickly, very quickly, releasing that seed, releasing the story, Okay, becoming aware of the lessons. Okay, it's a very rapid transformational method. Okay, so you can book onto the foundational classes. If you just want a taster, then obviously Theta Healing Basic is where you would start. If you just want a 3-day class, it's online, kind of like learn how to like go into meditation, connect up to the creative, all that is, learn to change your beliefs. And the basic class is a great place to start. If you're serious about like, I want my life changed, I want the soulmate, I want the money, I want the new home, I want the better job, then obviously the foundational classes are the best option for you, because there's lots of bonuses with the package. You can have a look on the website. There's also opportunity for you to have sessions with our team. So some of you have got some like physical pain. That's going to be, I would say, best bet is to book in a Theta Healing session with one of our team. They can be specifically tailored to your specific issue. Okay. Obviously, all the sessions are, held, confidentiality as well. So, you can book in that session and have a healing with one of our team. If you've got any questions, obviously, you can book in a complimentary strategy call with Giada or Lucy. They're both advanced Theta healers. They can tune in, see where you're stuck, and then make some recommendations for you. They'll be able to tell you like what beliefs you're running, where you're stuck, what you need to work on, and definitely make some suggestions for classes or sessions which will be suitable for your specific issue. For those of you who are Theta healers, I invite you to join us on the You as Significant Other class. I've taught this class a few times. Every time I teach this class, my relationship up levels. It's called You as Significant Other, and people think it's for people who are in a relationship. I think anyone who is single should do this class. People have fears of commitment, they have fears of marriage, they've got distorted beliefs about family, marriage, husbands, wives, how a relationship will be changed by children, fears around divorce if you've come from a family where parents got divorced. Some of these things can hold you back from even actually attracting the soulmate in the first place. So if you're a Theta healer, you've met the prerequisites, then growing relationships, you and your significant other is a great class, and that one is in October. The calendar's on the website. So thank you so much for joining me. I invite you to join us on the theme classes. These are very powerful, transformative classes. So before we wrap up today, we're going to get insight or guidance from the Creator as to how we now accept and receive this healing through physical action. Okay, you're a spiritual being in a physical body. It needs to get into action. Okay, so just close your eyes for me for a moment. Reconnect, realign with that soulmate. Might have been one of the ones you tasted earlier. Okay, and just surrendering, letting go, sinking in, allowing, and asking, what is my next step to magnetize or attract the one? This might be some deeper work, self-healing, might be some journaling, some healing sessions to release all layers. You might be making space in your bathroom cabinet for that second toothbrush. Might be actually going out and meeting new people instead of always hanging out with your old friends, meeting some new people. Might be a dating app you've been thinking about. Whatever shows up for you that feels aligned and expansive and joyful. What is my next action step? Beautiful. Open your eyes. So let me know in the chat, guys. What was your action step? What were you guided? I was told to give my husband more cuddles. It's been a bit lonely lately. What was your action step? To call in the one. We're guided to do some journaling, some meditation, some healing, to go out and meet new people. What were you guided to do? Let me know in the chat. I'd love to know. Travel. Very nice. Where to, Amina? Where are you guided to travel to? Maria, be more feminine. Yes. Yeah. Allowing yourself to be in the feminine. So the feminine energy is like that divine goddess energy, the high priestess. It's not the damsel in distress. Feminine is the energy of receiving. So when we ask for our manifestation and we receive, that's the feminine. Okay? That's why the men go hunting and the women sit at home waiting for the hunt, because we're the receivers. We're the receivers. Yeah. So being part of being feminine is allowing to become a better receiver. Right, now to go out and meet someone. Yeah, go out and meet people. Yes, new people. I thought for many of you, you're very insulated. It's like, oh, I'm too scared. Oh, what if they don't like me? Or I put on too much weight, or I'm not pretty enough, or I'm too old, or I haven't got anything to wear, or I don't know anybody. You got your stories. You just got to go out and put yourself out there and meet new people. Not with the intention of I'm on the hunt finding a soulmate, but like meeting new people, trusting that my soulmate is going to show up. It's going to show up when I'm in my joy. Yeah. Send a prayer. Yeah, release the fear and have faith. Beautiful. Love it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Till next time. Lots of love. And we'll see you in our classes.